Thank you, everyone. By a show of hands tonight, how many people in the room own a smartphone? Could be a BlackBerry, iPhone. Pretty much everyone. And with good reason. These are fabulous devices, capable of storing thousands of songs, photos, videos, applications, contacts, email, all no further than your front pocket. Now this ease of access to all of this digital, what we call content, is fantastic. We love it. But it has created its own unique set of problems. We are adrift in a sea of digital stuff. And I'm here to talk tonight about what some of those problems are and how a concept known as cloud computing seeks to alleviate some of those issues. So first of all, what's the problem? Well, it used to be when I wanted to put content on a device like this. This is an older iPod, about 6-7 years old. Looks pretty archaic now. In order to get content on this device, I had to hook it to my computer with a USB cable. Then I had to manually copy the files down to my iPod. And this is a tedious process, but it was simple and it worked really well for quite some time. However, this process is now becoming a serious bottleneck. And here's why. The devices that we own today have become greatly more powerful. And most importantly, these devices all have built into them the ability to communicate, namely over the internet. And what does that mean? That means that we're no longer tethered to our computer in order to acquire new content. So, for instance, a simple example. Let's say I want to purchase a new album. I no longer have to go to my computer to do that. I can simply pull my iPhone out, open up the iTunes store, and within a matter of minutes, I will have that album on my iPhone ready to listen to. It's fantastic, right? Well, take me for example. I have an iPhone, an iPad, an iPod, a work laptop, and a personal laptop. That's 5 devices. So now I have this album that I've purchased on my iPhone. Well, how do I get it on all my other devices? Well, it used to be, until very recently, that I still had to plug my device into my computer and sync it, and then plug every other device that I wanted to sync into the computer and repeat the process. Now this seems simple enough with one song, but we're never dealing with one song, and often we're dealing with enormous libraries of music that we've accumulated over years, and photos, and contacts, and the list goes on and on. So you can see how this would quickly become very confusing and very tedious. So what's the solution? Enter the cloud. Now, it's important to understand what I mean when I talk about the cloud, because it seems sort of ambiguous, like this magical hard drive in the sky. And in a sense, it sort of is. I like to use a simple example that everyone in this room is going to be familiar with. How many of you have an email account, let's say Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, just by a show of hands? That, in a sense, is a form of cloud computing. And the reason is, those messages that you send and receive and store do not actually live on your computer. They live in the cloud, which basically means they live on a server somewhere. And that server doesn't care what device I'm on. It could be my personal laptop, it could be a friend's laptop, it could be my iPad. As long as I have a device with an internet connection, I can get to that content. So that's an illustrative example of the cloud, but it's not very sexy. I mean, we all know what email is, so big deal, right? I thought I would touch on a couple of other real-world solutions that are out there today that I use a lot and would encourage everyone else to give a try because they're fantastically convenient. The first one is an offering from Apple, and I'm sorry, Jim, it's not shampoo. You may have seen the commercials. It's called iCloud. And iCloud is simply Mac's proprietary cloud solution. Now, I want to be clear, I am a fan of Apple. I'll wear that bias on my sleeve. But I'm not giving a sales pitch for Apple. I'm simply using iCloud as an example. So what iCloud does is allows me to create a free account with Apple and register all of my devices to that account. Now, whenever I take a photo, buy an album, buy a song, make an event on my calendar, add a contact, all of that data is automatically pushed to the cloud, which in turn pushes all of that data back down to all of my other devices. This happens completely in the background. You don't even have to have the device out of your pocket. Once the content is there, the cloud takes care of the rest. So this is fabulously convenient, and I would encourage everyone, if you have a large music collection, give it a look. It's totally free. It will make your life so much easier in terms of getting all of this content under control. The second offering I wanted to talk about is an offering from Google, Apple's biggest competitor, called Google Docs. And I've been using Google Docs for a few years now, and what Google Docs is think Microsoft Word, but it's in the cloud. And it's a great way to, A, not buy software from Microsoft, B, it's a great way to collaborate and share your documents and have access to those documents anywhere from any device. So I use it often so that I'll type my meeting agendas on a Google Doc, and then I'll bring my iPad and I'll open up Google Docs and it's right there. I don't have to print it, it's all right there. I use it to collaborate with colleagues at work, to share documents with friends. It's wonderfully useful, and I want to encourage everyone to take a look at it. Those are just two simple examples of how cloud computing is making its way into our personal lives and how it can greatly enhance and make your digital life more convenient. So, in summary, I'd like to say that I just hope you've learned a little bit about where computing is going, because this is the next logical step in computing, and we're starting to see it more and more. There are dozens of cloud-based solutions and apps popping up every day, and it's amazing. Give it a look. And second, I hope that you have realized if you're in the same predicament as me and a lot of my clients, and you're going crazy trying to manage all of your digital content, you're not alone. There is a solution, and it's in the cloud. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Please take a moment to write some comments for Jason.